Hello again. I cannot help but notice that whenever I speak in a casual and light-hearted fashion about climate change, it has the effect of causing some people to get very angry. I shall accordingly steer clear of this subject today. Instead, I want to talk in general terms about the way in which we always like to have some kind of apocalypse on the horizon, and in particular, why one awful threat which we were told could destroy the world never really became popular and so was eclipsed by global warming. Over the last 60 years or so, humanity has been menaced by a series of worldwide disasters which always seem to be just on the horizon and about to destroy civilization. Nuclear war, nuclear winter, the population explosion, a new ice age, running out of fossil fuels, catastrophic pollution which will kill most people and render the survivors sterile. All these have enjoyed vogues since the 1960s. After the end of the Cold War in 1989 and 1990, the nuclear war and nuclear winter threat receded dramatically, leaving a bit of a vacuum. We didn't have anything in particular to be anxious about. Luckily, a new fear came forward, and a very topical one it was too. In the 1980s, evidence was supposedly discovered of the KT boundary, the iridium layer dating back 66 million years or so, that indicated that the extinction of the dinosaurs had been caused by a huge meteorite or small asteroid striking the Earth near Mexico. This was of interest to some people, but no one saw it as a particular threat in the real world in the present day. But it set the stage for this new fear that one day another asteroid might hit the Earth and cause our civilization to be destroyed, and even for humans perhaps to be driven to extinction. Scary stuff. When the Cold War ended, it threatened to create mass redundancies in the field of nuclear weapons and all the technology associated with it. After all, why would we need all those missiles if the Soviet Union no longer existed? This was worrying for many people because a whole lot of industries relied upon the nuclear threat from Russia so that they could create ever more sophisticated weapons systems to defend Europe and America. I wonder how many people now remember the Star Wars program, or the Strategic Defence Initiative as it's more properly known. Would all those people be out of a job? No, because luckily a short while later a marvellous discovery was made, which was a comet which would soon be striking a planet in our solar system and wreaking devastation. The Schumacher-Levy comet was due to hit Jupiter in 1994, and it showed what terrible danger the Earth was in from stray asteroids and comets. A unit called Space Guard was set up, and the idea was mooted that we would still need all those nuclear weapons and missiles so that we could fire them at asteroids or comets which might be heading towards the Earth. For a few years, this seemed quite a popular way of worrying people. I wonder if anybody remembers the Hollywood movies that sprang out of this. Things like Deep Impact and Armageddon, which were released in the late 1990s. They were symptomatic of this particular anxiety. Alas, it all faded away, and the next big neurosis was destined to be global warming rather than asteroids hitting the Earth. Although, to be fair, this fear did catch the attention for a while. I think that global warming won out over it, though, because of the essentially random nature of some big rock wiping us out. The best of these anxieties and the most popular are ones that are based upon the mythic image of mankind being destroyed as a judgment for his wickedness. Nuclear war is like that, of course. Mankind's aggression will cause his destruction. And so is the idea of polluting the earth to death and overpopulation, which shows that man's promiscuity and greed will be destroying him. This is where global warming scores highly in the myth-making league, because it is really our stupidity and greed which threatens to cause a great flood like the one which destroyed the earth at the time of Noah's Ark. A comet coming from nowhere and finishing us off doesn't have this satisfying feeling of justice about it. It's just pure chance. I can well understand why we abandon the terror from outer space in favour of the flooding and catastrophic weather caused by our industries. This at least is something we can avert if we all repent of our wickedness and give up those things which make our lives comfortable, like motor cars, gas boilers and foreign holidays. This is, I suppose, the modern day equivalent of wearing sackcloth and ashes, and appeals to the Puritan in us.